Have you ever had one of those days where nothing seems to go right? You wake up tired, your plans fall apart, your confidence disappears, and suddenly a quiet voice in your head whispers, maybe I am not good enough. Maybe this isn't meant for me. Maybe I should just stop trying. Almost everyone has heard that voice before, but here is something most people never realize. Your life is not controlled by your circumstances. Your life is controlled by the voice you choose to listen to. And that voice can either build your future or quietly destroy your confidence. The invisible battle inside your mind every single day. There is a battle happening inside your mind. A battle between hope and doubt, between possibility and fear. One side says, you can do this. The other whispers, don't even try. The truth is, both voices will always exist, but the voice that becomes stronger is the one you feed the most. If you constantly feed doubt, negativity, and fear, your mind begins to believe the world is against you. But if you feed hope, belief, and positivity, your mind begins to search for opportunities instead of obstacles. And that shift changes everything. Positivity is not about ignoring reality. Some people think positivity means pretending life is perfect, but life isn't perfect. People struggle, dreams get delayed, plans fail. Sometimes life hits you harder than you ever expected. But positivity doesn't mean pretending the storm isn't there. Positivity means believing you can still move forward, even in the storm. It means standing in the middle of uncertainty and saying, this is not the end of my story. That belief is powerful. Because when you believe there is still a way forward, you start searching for it. The story that changed everything. There was once a man who failed so many times that people around him started to doubt him. Friends told him to give up. Family questioned his dreams. Every rejection felt like another door closing. At one point, he almost believed them. He almost accepted the idea that maybe success was not meant for him. But one day he made a decision that changed everything. He decided to stop asking, why is this happening to me? And instead asked, what is this teaching me? That single shift from negativity to possibility changed the direction of his life. He kept learning, kept improving, kept believing. And eventually, the same people who doubted him began asking how he succeeded. What they didn't see was that the real victory happened long before success arrived. The victory happened the moment he chose a positive mindset instead of defeat. Your mind is always watching you. Your brain listens to everything you say about yourself. When you constantly say, I can't, I'm not smart enough, I always fail, your mind slowly accepts those statements as truth. But when you say, I will find a way, I am learning, I will improve, your brain begins to rewire itself. You begin taking chances again. You begin seeing solutions. You begin believing in yourself. And belief is one of the most powerful forces in the world. Positivity creates momentum. Think about a time when you felt truly confident. You probably took more action. You spoke more freely. You tried things without fear. That is what positivity does. It creates momentum. And momentum is what moves people closer to their dreams. Negativity stops movement. Positivity creates progress. Even small progress can lead to extraordinary change. One positive thought can change your day. Sometimes we believe big change requires big actions, but often it begins with something incredibly small. One thought, one decision, one moment where you refuse to give up. Maybe today you are struggling. Maybe things aren't going the way you planned. Maybe you feel stuck. But what if today you chose a different thought? Instead of saying, this is impossible, you say, this is difficult, but I will find a way. That one thought can change your attitude. Your attitude can change your actions, and your actions can slowly transform your life. Positivity is a daily choice. No one wakes up positive every day. Even the strongest people experience doubt. The difference is that they refuse to stay there. They remind themselves that setbacks are temporary. They remind themselves that growth takes time. They remind themselves that the future is still unwritten. And every day they make the same decision again. To choose hope, to choose belief, to choose positivity. The ripple effect of positivity. Something incredible happens when you choose positivity. It doesn't stay with you alone. It spreads. Your energy changes how people feel around you. Your optimism inspires others to believe again. Your courage reminds someone else not to give up. You might never realize how many lives you influence just by choosing the right mindset. Sometimes the smallest act of positivity becomes the light someone else needed. The truth, most people learn too late. Many people spend years waiting for life to become easier before they allow themselves to feel positive. But life rarely becomes easier first. Instead, Something powerful happens when you become stronger. When your mindset becomes stronger, your challenges start looking smaller, your perspective shifts, your confidence grows, and suddenly things that once felt impossible begin to feel achievable. So the next time you feel doubt creeping into your mind, remember this: you cannot control every situation, you cannot control every challenge, but you can control what you believe about yourself. You can control the story you tell yourself when things get hard. You can control whether you focus on fear or possibility. And sometimes, that single decision is the difference between a life defined by limitations and a life defined by growth. So today, make a simple choice. Choose positivity, not because life is easy, but because you refuse to let negativity decide your future. And when you keep making that choice, day after day, your life will slowly begin to transform in ways you never imagined. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please subscribe, like, and share.